Hello and welcome to my channel. Yes, you read the thumbnail correctly. I am not interested in knowing the truth of what happened with Air India flight AI 171. I am interested in evidence, especially after reading the preliminary report. If we're talking about, for example, religion or God or any God, yes, we can talk about truth. But if we're talking about real life events, especially a tragic event like the Air India crash, we better be talking in terms of evidence, preferably technical evidence of what caused this crash. In reference to the preliminary report, I have mentioned before that I am not in agreement with this report because, in my opinion, is very unprofessional and is suggestive that one of the pilots is the one responsible for causing this crash. I would like to share with you, for example, on page 14 at the bottom of the preliminary report, it says, as per the EAFR data, both engines and two values passed below minimum idle speed, and the rat hydraulic pump began supplying hydraulic power at about 08:08:47 UTC. If you know nothing about this type of subject and you know nothing about Boeing 787 systems, probably you don't notice anything wrong with that sentence. But if you know a little bit about this subject, something will stand out. The rat for this aircraft not only supplies hydraulic power, it also supplies electrical power. And you might be asking yourself why the author or authors of this report left that part out. In my opinion, probably they left it out because they don't want you to have any ideas that this aircraft had any electrical problems, so they didn't even mention it. The rat supplies hydraulic power and it also supplies electrical power. So when I read this preliminary report, I said to myself, you know what? I have to make a couple of videos about this crash and this preliminary report because I think it's unprofessional and I do not agree with it because it's not supplying any evidence. I have noticed that on some of the comments on some of my videos, some viewers has expressed that I am misinforming the public. I'm providing misinformation, that I know nothing about what I'm talking about, or that I am even threatening the investigators of this preliminary report and crash. I don't know since when being in a disagreement with a report or asking questions, is threatening anybody or even misinforming. If I'm asking my question, my videos are mainly asking where is the evidence, because if you're gonna make a preliminary report suggesting one of the pilots caused this crash, you better be providing evidence. So I ask continuously, where is the evidence? I continue to think that this crash was not caused by any of the pilot, but I more inclined to think that this crash was caused by the aircraft itself and most likely by an electrical problem. Even myself thinking that, there's gotta be evidence of that also. If you do a little research on the internet, you're gonna find passengers from previous flights on Air India Boeing 787 where they are expressing that the aircraft they're flying in has problems with displays not turning on, buttons not working, lights that are not working, buttons to call the flight attendants not working. There's even a video in YouTube, a passenger of Air Flight AI 2028, if I'm not mistaken, in May of this year, where he reported to the flight attendant while the aircraft that he was flying in, as an Air India Boeing 787, according to this video, he reported to the flight attendant that there was a smell like burned plastic. So the flight attendant felt this smell too, and flight attendant reported it to the captain. The captain also felt the same smell. So the aircraft, before taking off, went back to the terminal and the flight was canceled. So definitely something was going on with the aircraft, that something apparently was burning. What comes to my mind is how come one of the passenger was the one providing this information to the pilots. How come there was no lights, messages, or anything indicating to the pilot that something was burning or something was not working? So again, this flight was canceled until the next day. So probably there was some maintenance done on this aircraft. Anyways, you can do this research and you can find multiple sources, even also another flights where apparently, I don't know if it was on an air conditioner or an electrical system, that they have to divert to another airport. So yes, in my research, in my opinion, these aircraft apparently have many electrical problems. And that's why I think that most likely this Air India crash was caused by an electrical problem on the aircraft. Let's wait for the final report and see if there's technical evidence provided, if the pilot did it or there was a problem with the aircraft. Thank you for watching. Take care and see you in the next video.